The demand for group and private events is at an all-time high. Is your business ready to capitalize on all these opportunities? With Restaurant as your booking partner, you can ensure event success this year and beyond.
With no booking fees or commissions, Restaurant has helped over 2,000 restaurants, bars, and breweries reach local event planners who are looking for a space for their next gathering. Whether it's a birthday, anniversary, graduation, or corporate event, Restaurant will get your space booked.
Try it today and receive 3 months completely risk-free by signing up at restaurant.com/podcast. That's restaurant.com/podcast.
Hi, everyone. I'm Claudia Sarek.
And I'm Spencer Michael.
And this is So You Want to Run a Restaurant, created by the team at backofhouse.io, the most trusted resource for restaurant tech. All right. Today, we're sitting down with the chef behind one of Washington, D.C.'s favorite taquerias, Apapacho at La Cosecha Food Hall.
Alam Mendez Florian is on the show with us today. He was born and raised in Oaxaca, Mexico, the son of Chef Celia Florian, whose restaurant La Quinta Letras is one of the most celebrated traditional kitchens in Oaxaca and recognized by the Michelin Guide.
Alam went on to compete in the Culinary Olympics, stage at Michelin-starred restaurants in Spain, run kitchens in Mexico City, Copenhagen, Alexandria. He's been everywhere. And eventually he opened his own place in Washington, D.C. with his wife and pastry chef, Elisa Reina.
And the name Apapacho comes from the Nahuatl word meaning to embrace or caress with the soul. And honestly, that feels like the perfect way to describe the kind of cooking we're about to talk about today.
So, Alam, let's start from the very beginning. You grew up literally inside of a restaurant. To get to your bedroom as a kid, you had to walk through the dining room and kitchen of your parents' place in Oaxaca. What was it like growing up in that world?
It is fun. So, well, my parents opened a restaurant when I was almost 3 years old. My mom used to work, but then with 2 kids, she said that, okay, maybe work out of home will be hard.
Mm-hmm.
So she knew how to cook well because in Oaxaca traditions and cooking is just pure heritage. So she said, well, maybe I haven't worked in the restaurant industry before, but maybe I can open a small kitchen and just maybe have a few tables and work since home when kids are at the school. So they decided to open a small place. It was maybe like 5-6 tables at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Restaurant is growing up. Now it's 2 floors, 60 employees. But at that moment, it was just my mom and maybe two more persons there. My father is still working at that time out of home.
Okay.
All my memories are when I have to go through the restaurant to go to my place. The main door was open every day because, well, it's a restaurant, so we have to go to the dining room, then the kitchen, then the dishwasher, and on the bottom was my living room.
So that building that is in Oaxaca, that's where the restaurant currently is. That is your old house. It hasn't moved. Like, so they just kept renovating. So that's got this rooftop patio, and it's this beautiful restaurant. That's amazing that your house is still there, surviving as your mom's restaurant. What an incredible tradition to carry on.
1995, 2 years after opening the restaurant, my father started working with my mom in the restaurant. Then, when I was in elementary school, my father decided to study a career in hospitality administration. So,
wow,
he had 3 kids, 1 restaurant, and then on Saturdays he was going to study university. So he's also a big example for me because I don't know how he managed all this pressure.
Incredible.
I have 2 kids and I don't know how he can manage 3 and then school and then restaurant. It was amazing. To me, they both are a big example of success, of perseverance, of family.
It's never too late.
It's
never too late to follow your dream and kind of reinvent yourself in a way. And
so true.
Even with 3
and
kids.
your mom is quite the legend. I'm like, she was noted as on the Michelin star list. I saw that the restaurant received a big gourmand from the Michelin Guide, which was amazing. And she's really renowned for her moles and deep knowledge of a lot of the traditional ingredients in Mexico. So I can imagine that you growing up with that taught you a lot about how you run your restaurant today.
Yes. So I always say that my mom is my first mentor.
Yeah.
I studied a culinary career. I used to work out of Oaxaca, out of Mexico. Like my main mentor in my life and in my culinary career is for sure my mom. So as I say, she learned how to cook at home.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom always asked people, "Hey, how do you use this ingredient? Oh, this is amazing. How is that?" She was very interested in the flavors from Oaxaca, from towns. She started learning. Again, she have an amazing taste. Sometimes she tries stuff and she say, "Okay, I know how to do this. I'm gonna recreate it." We are from the Valle Centrales. She's from the Valle Centrales,
Mm-hmm.
and we learn about the ingredients, the backyard fruits, herbs that people have in Oaxaca. It's amazing. So she started like knowing more about ingredients, about recipes, about traditions. She have been doing that for 33 years now.
Mm.
Yeah,
She does not stop. I remember my parents working 24/7
I
because
bet.
it was the restaurant open every day. They have the family, so, but then she still have the time to make this research and to learn.
And now you're carrying on your mom's tradition, but your path was much different because you studied at the Culinary Institute in Mexico. So obviously, you're taking your mom's teachings and then carrying that on to the Culinary Institute, and then you went all over the world. So you went to Mexico City, you went to San Sebastian in Spain, and then you went to Copenhagen. So were you kind of searching for more knowledge as you're traveling, or was cooking just giving you the opportunity to travel and see the world?
So it was a little bit both of them. So I started cooking when I was a teenager. I helped with my family in the restaurant, and I decided that I wanted to be a chef. At that moment, it was the experience in restaurant industry was pretty different because my mom's restaurant was very familiar.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like as rude as a restaurant, as a Michelin restaurant or as a fine dining restaurant. I think she creates an amazing environment, like work environment in her restaurant. So when I finished high school, I decided to study a culinary career, and my family have the restaurant. So one of the options was to move back to Oaxaca and help them with the restaurant. That is something that
Mm-hmm.
I still want to do. But at that time, it was like, okay, I'm kind of very young. I'm 20, 21, 22 years old now. I have too much energy, too much hungry to learn. I want to learn more. I want to have more experience.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm sure your
so
parents wanted that for you as well.
I decided to stage in a Michelin-starred restaurant, and that helped me a lot because that kind of helped me to build the kind of chef of leader or kitchen
Mm-hmm.
I want to be. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be. So working in Spain in El Raco de Canfabas and in Arsac was very amazing. Was interesting. I learned a lot, but I also understand that okay, we are not these big restaurants. We don't have a Michelin star, but we care about our food. We care about our ingredients as well. So we don't have this big PR of fancy restaurants, but we do the same in different level, in different scale. But we focus on our traditions. We focus on our ingredients. So I think all these experiences helped me to understand how different kind of kitchen works. Like working in an hotel was pretty different than working in Hija de Sanchez. It was completely different stuff, but I learned a lot of them, I think.
Yeah, it
Nice.
sounds
And
like
then
it.
I got the opportunity to open a restaurant as a chef in Mexico City, called it Pasillo de Humo. And I think that was a point when my career kind of changed because Pasillo de Humo teach me a lot how to lead our own team, and also it makes me visible in the restaurant industry in Mexico at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So there's one main ingredient. I mean, in any type of Mexican cooking, and it would be corn. Corn is something that is really an important piece to a lot of Mexican cooking, and so there is a process that you go through to make matzah. Now you can just go buy matzah, or you can masa, pardon me, and or you can or you can just buy tortillas. But you go through the nixtamalization. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah,
Process in house.
nixtamalization. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm glad you
and
took that question and not me, Spencer.
yeah. Whew, okay, I need a nap now. Pronouncing that, but this is extremely important because now you're doing this in Washington D.C. And so talk about that process, and is must be very important for you to continue to do that and not just go and buy it off the shelf.
Sure. So I think, as you say, corn is one of the main ingredients in Mexican cooking. And I think it's one of the bases of our culture itself. So in Mayan culture, they say that men are made with masa, with corn masa. So it's in our ADN, it's in our genes. So I think if you want to make Mexican food, you need to have good tortillas. Like if you're in the middle part of Mexico, in the south part of Mexico will be corn tortillas. If you're in the north part of Mexico, will be flour tortillas. But you need to have good tortillas. So when I started cooking like Mexican out of Mexico, I realized that it's not easy to find good masa. So I decided to make our own masa in the restaurant. Like you are not going to find good tortillas in the supermarket. It's impossible. And you are not finding masa every corner here like you can find it in Mexico or in Oaxaca. So in Mexico City as well, we make our own corn masa in the restaurant. So here is the same. We start looking for companies that bring corn from Mexico. So we decided to use Mexican corn. We have a molino, a stone mill, and we make it process. We cook like 55 pounds of corn every time. We put it in a big pot. According to the kind of corn we are using, we add the amount of limestone to try to get the best flavor possible from the corn. Some seeds need a little bit more, some seeds need a little bit less. About people every time ask me how long you have to cook the corn. It's like there is no special time for that. You need to feel the corn kernel to see if it's done. Next day we wash the corn, not that much, just to remove the excess of this water, and we grind it and we make the tortillas. So it's a 24-hour process. So
yeah,
it's a process that we really care.
It sounds like it's an incredibly thoughtful process and that you have to learn as you go. It kind of reminds me of what you hear in like sushi restaurants and how the art of sushi making, there's like 10 years they spend just on the rice and like perfecting the rice and getting the rice exactly such, because it's such an important ingredient in Japanese cooking. I did read a quote from you that I loved. You said that as a chefs, we are the messengers of our mothers and grandmothers who cooked for centuries. That is such a powerful way to describe what you do and the thoughtfulness around your cooking and what you're serving to guests. So what responsibility comes with that when you're the one standing behind the line every day, making these amazing dishes and really leaning into the traditions of your home cooking?
I think it's something that you love to do, you love to share your traditions, you love to share where do you come from. I now have a taqueria in Washington DC. When we opened the taqueria, the Mexican ambassadors went to the inauguration, and he said something that I really love as well, that he said that we as a cooks are the ambassadors as well, because we are sharing Mexican culture with what we do. And this is something that helps me every day to tell myself and my team, we have to make it better. We have to make it good. We have to make it the best way possible for us. Because you can find a lot of Mexican places everywhere, every country, I think, but none of them are as Mexican as they say. And we want to share.
Tex-Mex that we get here? You mean like the Taco Bells on the corner of every street in the United States?
No, so I will say nothing about Tex-Mex. It's an interesting kitchen. It's different than Mexican. It's something that I just want to people understand that Tex-Mex can be tasty. It's good for sure in some, but it's not Mexican. It's Tex-Mex, and it's different.
It's like
So when they say Mexican and they serve Tex-Mex, it's not fair.
Yeah, so it's not the same.
That's the only. But I prefer 100% Mexican. To me, it's more deeper in flavors, more 100%. Interesting, more healthy, a lot of things. Like we as Mexicans eat a lot of herb cereals.
The flavor, the seasoning, everything. But now your menu is pretty tight. You serve tacos, breakfast, pan dulce. How intentional were you about keeping that menu focused when you opened this in DC?
So, well, this is I moved to DC to work in a fine dining restaurant after COVID 2021. It was an amazing opportunity for me as a chef. And this time I moved with my wife. She was the pastry chef of the restaurant.
Yeah.
We were working there for almost 3 years. But then in certain point, we decided to move out from that project. And then we didn't know what to do with our lives at that time. And we say that we miss that kind of Mexican street food that you will find at 10 p.m., at 1 a.m. in Mexico City or in Oaxaca. And all the 3 years that we worked here in DC, we said, okay, there is no tacos here that we want. So when we see this space, we decided to do that. We used to work in more like high-end restaurants, but then we decided to open a street food taqueria. We have the standards of good restaurants. We focus on the ingredient. We focus on the product. We focus on the process. But at the
Obviously.
end, you're going to have street
All
food.
the way down to making the masa, right? All the way down to, when I next time I go to a taqueria, I'm going to be like, where is your stone mill? And where do you source your limestone?
The bar is now very
Yeah,
high.
the bar is extremely high.
Yes, I think it's a long process, but it's worth it. And I'm happy that there is more restaurants that start doing it. So in DC, I know at least 4 more restaurants that they have their stone meal. So that's amazing for me that people is caring about what they are putting in a plate and what they
Hopefully,
are, the
if
way
I
they want
ask
to
that,
represent Mexican food.
if I ask that, hopefully I'm delightfully surprised. Like, oh yeah, well, we'll just like, come on back. We'll show you our stone mill. Like, perfect. I know I'm in a good place at that point.
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Be careful, Spencer. They may be like, got you. We got it.
Exactly. You think you're so smart.
Yeah, right? We'll show you. Come back with us and let's check it out.
You can grind with us. You can make the
See?
tortillas.
I
There you
will.
go.
Yeah, and I'll be like, I don't want to do this. This is really hard. But you're inside a food hall right now. So you're not in a standalone restaurant. You're in Apapacho, which is your place, which is in La Cosecha, and this is a market in Washington D.C. that is dedicated to Latin American culture. So is it inspiring being in there amongst all these other Latin American restaurants?
Yeah, so I think it's amazing to share a space with some other restaurants representing food from other countries. I think it makes people more interesting and say, okay, maybe I want to try some Mexican, I want to try some Peruvian, I want to try some Salvadorian food. So I think when the offer is bigger, the audience is bigger as well.
Yeah,
so
there's like a tasting menu baked into it that you can stop
Right.
and get something here or
Yes,
whatever.
and also we are in the food market, but we have their own space. So we have our own entrance from the street.
I
We
saw
have our own
that.
entrance from the market. So that's amazing for us.
Nice. Okay.
And we
That's
have
very
our own
cool.
kitchen itself. So we have the stone mill in our kitchen. We do everything in our space. So even if we are inside of the market, we work as a individual restaurant.
Market is pronounced La Cosecha, not
La
La
cosecha, yeah,
Not La
it's like the
Cochesca, like
harvest
I
in.
just said. Anybody
All
in
right,
DC that's
Spencer.
listening is like, you idiot.
So I'm wondering, how does the operational side change then with you running your business alongside all of these other establishments? How does it change the economics and the day-to-day realities of running a restaurant, or does it?
Yeah, so before I used to be a chef, only a chef. Like I was the executive chef of different restaurants,
Yeah.
but this is my first own project. Me and my wife put our money here. We put our time
Right.
or effort.
Right.
In the
Mhm.
other restaurants, we put time, effort, everything, just not the money. But this one is so. I think that's something important because when we worked in the other restaurants, we worked as we were the owners. So we were there 12, 14, 16 hours per day. We care about our team. We care about our product. We care about the facilities that we use it to work. So now that we have our own business, it's still the same.
Mhm.
Care the same because we used to love and we love what we do.
Mhm.
Now I have more responsibilities. There is the administration side. There is at the end, Apapacho should be a business. So we need to care about making it a good business. I think like with the other stalls, we work like separately. We have our own administration.
Does it help with foot traffic though?
Sure.
Yeah.
This help a lot with foot traffic. Yeah, because again, it's people go there because they want to see what they can find,
Mhm.
and you don't close like if you go with a group of 5, it's not like, oh, we should go only to this place. So I think that helps a lot of the foot traffic, mostly on the weekends. And during the week, we have a lot of building apartments uh, around the La Cosecha, around Union Market, that help us a lot as well. We have customers that visit the Taqueria sometimes 4 times per week, 3 times per week. And this is amazing
Nice.
because it's just fast casual food. They pre-order online and then just pick it up at the door and they go to the apartment. It's pretty
Yeah.
simple, it's pretty easy, and like what we do, and we feel blessed that they visit us with that frequently.
That's cool.
Yeah, I know you mentioned, transitioning from, executive chef or from chef to owner and putting your money up. Now you're also building a brand new place. Was there, and then running it the first year and hiring staff and so on and so forth. So is there something that really kind of caught you off guard that you may not have thought about when you were just being a chef and now you're chef and owner, that you were like, oh, I learned that the hard way?
Yeah, so it was it was an opportunity. It was also something risky, I think, because we are not from the States. We are Mexicans, my wife and myself. We see that this space where Apapacho is now, it was a restaurant before. So that's something that it's, I think, make the difference between opening or not. Because when we take it as space, we take it as it is. So we didn't make any construction. We just changed a little bit of the layout of the how we wanted to work inside. But again, it was the risk of what if it doesn't work at the beginning? What if we don't have enough money for going through the first months? But we also say like, well, if we don't go for it, we will not don't know. We got a loan in Mexico because getting a loan here also was hard because we didn't have any other business that can help us with the financial statements that the loans requires. So at the end, we decided to get the loan in Mexico. And then some other institutions help us. There is the LEDC, Latino Economic Development Center. They help us like 6 months after with a loan. And with that, we can pay our first loan. And now we are more kind of in the smooth way.
Great. That's awesome.
And also, it was like we need to understand our customers because we have this idea of what we want to eat and what we miss it.
Totally.
But it's maybe not the idea of what people miss. So we need to see how it works and we need to learn in the path. And it's what we did. Thankfully, a lot of people love it, what we started doing. We add some stuff to the menu in order because we noticed that people required it, but we keep the
like what's
the
an
essence.
example?
Yeah, what did you add? Tex-Mex.
So when we were like planning, we were focusing only in corn. But then when we start talking with friends and that, we realized that we should add flour tortillas.
Right.
And then we say, okay, if we are adding flour tortillas, we are going to make our flour tortillas. So we make our own flour tortillas as well. So we have a lot of prep back of the house. But yeah, because again, still Mexican, is part of the north of Mexico, and a good flour tortilla is always welcome and amazing. So we wanted to do that. Now in winter, people request a lot of like, hey, do you have a soup? Do you have a soup? We didn't start with soups because we didn't want it to have a big menu. We only wanted to be a taqueria.
Yeah.
But then we see that maybe for me, I can eat tacos in a cold weather, in a hot weather. But people that is not from Mexico and don't have the taco culture since they were newborns, they want to try different stuff. So we start doing another things from Mexico, like tortilla soup. We make pozole.
Yeah.
I think you can also, it's almost like a mole with a soup. You can layer the flavor in a soup so very well.
Yeah.
A well-made soup
That's
is one of the best things you're going to have.
But
I love it.
I agree with that. There is a lot of interesting Mexican stuff that we can share as a street food vendor. So we are
Of course.
happy to try. We are happy to understand our customers, and we are happy to share.
And good for you for doing that, because there's so many chefs that would be like, no, I know what I'm doing here. You eat my food. If you don't like it, get out. So good for you for just listening to your customers and saying, sure, I can make a soup. Yeah, why not? Flour tortillas. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, and make adjustments. Yeah, it's try to make adjustments because again, I understand what you're saying, that sometimes we as a chef we wanted to do the things only in one way. I think it's part of the growth that in certain point you need to understand that again, every restaurant is a business. If it works, if the chef's mentality works and the restaurant is packaged and successful, okay, let's do it only that way because it's working. But if it's not working, let's see how to make it work without losing the important essence of the restaurant, because you need to care not only about your way to do stuff, you need to care about your team, you need to care about your business, and now most important to me, you need to care about your family. So it's something that we as a chef, we as a business owners need to understand and to make our best food with the customer needs.
Yeah, I think that's a great lesson for anybody going into this business, is that you're building it for yourself and you're building it because it is a business. And the chef and the culinary side of it is amazing, but there's another side to it too that you just can't ignore, which is the operations, the business, the efficiency. So I guess one of my last questions for you is, what is the vision for Apapacho 5 years from now? Is it always going to remain a taqueria, or is it a platform for something bigger? I thought I read you mentioning that you wanted to expand a little bit, or bring in potential guest chefs from around the world. Like, what does it look like to you?
So I think it's a lot of going out with the Apapacho. And we opened Apapacho 1.5 years ago. We had kids almost at that time.
Yeah.
So it's alone happening. But Apapacho is something, it's a project that makes my wife and me happy, and we enjoy it and
Yeah.
we love it. And for sure we wanted to make it work. We have a lot of customers like during the weekends that they told us, hey, you should open something in Virginia, you should open something in Maryland.
Yeah.
So it's not only one time that we heard that. So it's something that we have in mind. Also, there is a lot of interesting street food that I want to explore. We are going to make a pop-up this summer in La Cosecha, Apapacho Marisqueria. So we are going to open a small spot of seafood, like buffet-style
Nice.
seafood.
Ooh, nice.
It's going to be only maybe like 5 dishes, tostada, ceviche, but it's going to be tasty, it's going to be fun. And then different kind of street foods that we have around Mexico. And then if it works, we will decide to keep it official. But for now, it's going to be more in the side of pop-ups in the short term. And maybe in the long term, I will say that I would love to have somewhere a Apapacho in any other neighborhood.
Yeah, that's great. Love
That's
it.
awesome.
Great.
So the people
Well,
of the DC area are excited for that as well, I'm sure.
for sure.
Yeah, we are excited.
Well, this was a great conversation. Before you go, we have a little on the fly round.
I need 2 on the fly.
Number 1, what is the top selling taco on the menu right now?
It's asada. With no question, it's the steak
Ooh,
taco.
yeah.
It's something that
It's a
people already
classic.
know, already trust.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because the best seller is asada, but one other will be the mushroom taco. It's like a fried oyster mushrooms. Seems like
Ooh, yum.
carnitas. So this is not very common, and people love it also. So
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Me too.
All right.
I love oyster mushrooms.
What is the best thing about being at a food hall versus being in a standalone restaurant?
community. I think community is very important in a food
Mhm.
hall and in a Latino food hall. You feel it. People help each other. Oh, I don't feel we are like competitors every time. We have our own business. We have our own customers. The sun shines for everyone. It's a way that I like to see it,
I love
and I
that.
think we help us a lot. We help us a lot in the way that if something needs help with anything, we can help them. We do it. It's sometimes in the rush there is like, hey, do you have 10 avocados that you can share with me and I will give it to
Yeah.
you back tomorrow? Yeah, for sure. Or hey, where do you get this vendor? My vendor is increasing prices, and can you share with me? For sure. Even I think it's better for us because you speak with the same vendor that you can help him get 2 more customers, and maybe it will be a benefit for the 3 of you. So
Man, that's
I
awesome.
think community is the most important and amazing thing to be in a
Yeah.
Love
food
that.
hall.
Love that.
As if like running a restaurant isn't hard enough, you have like a bunch of other people around you who are also in this new business. What a great way to have a baked in support community right there or right around you. I think that's great. Okay, last question. If someone has never been to Apapacho, what do you tell them to order first off of your menu?
Okay, I really love the lengua taco.
Okay.
I think this is more for like you want to try like street food flavors. The pastor is also really tasty. I think all
Mhm.
pastors can be as good as a pastor in Mexico City.
Yep.
So I will go for the pastor, the lengua, the mushrooms is also again one of my favorites, and I will tell him to be open to try it, to add salsa. We have a salsa bar on the taqueria. So some of the tacos have already a little bit of salsa, not
Mhm.
spicy, mostly mild, but they have spicy salsas that they can add by they can kill themselves, as we say. And I think just let's them try. If you like spicy, add the spicy salsa. It changed a
Ooh.
lot of tacos. So I think this mix of textures, of flavors make
Yeah.
a taco very special.
I like spice, but I'm definitely like my Canadian sensibilities definitely, take over, and I can't handle probably what you would like as far as spicy is concerned. And I remember the first ever Mexican street taco I ever had, and there was no salsa bar. There was you get what I'm put on it, and I thought I was tasting actual fire. I thought they somehow they bottled
I
up
feel you.
flames and put it on there, and I can't eat this. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was delicious, but I just
Yeah.
man, my face was numb.
Well, thank you
Well,
so
thank
much
you.
again for being with us here today, Alam. It was a great conversation. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much for having me.
So You Want to Run a Restaurant is created by Back of House, produced and hosted by Claudia Sarek, with Nick Floric as executive producer. Marketing by Hillary Young and Ashley Dunn. Creative by Manisha Kishenchand. And live production by Sarah Heemstra. And of course me, your co-host, Spencer Michael. For more information, visit backofhouse.io/podcast.